Once upon a time, in a beautiful coastal town called Bluehaven, there lived a kind man named Mr. Pierce. He worked hard in his small tailor shop, but after his wife passed away, it became difficult to care for his three lovely daughters, Emma, Lily, and Sarah. The family lived in a small house near the sea. Life was not easy for the Pierce family. Their clothes were old, and sometimes they didn't have enough food to eat. The three sisters often helped their father in his shop, but the business was getting worse every month. They knew they had to do something to help their family. Every morning, Mr. Pierce woke up early to open his shop. He made tea for his daughters and prepared a simple breakfast. The family always ate together and talked about their plans for the day. This was their favorite time together. The Pierce house was small but very clean. Emma kept all their clothes neat and tidy. Lily grew flowers in small pots on the window sills. Sarah helped their father in his small vegetable garden behind the house. They were poor but happy. The sisters loved to walk on the beach in the evening. They collected pretty shells and watched the sunset. Sometimes they saw big ships sailing past Bluehaven. They dreamed about visiting other places and having adventures. One morning, Emma, the eldest sister, had an idea. She suggested that they should travel to different towns to find work. Mr. Pierce didn't want his daughters to leave, but he understood they needed to help the family. The sisters promised to return home with money to help their father. Emma decided to go to the town of Millbrook, where many skilled craftspeople lived. Lily chose to visit Greendale, famous for its healing herbs and medicines. Sarah, the youngest, wanted to travel to Sunnyvale, where the best gardens in the region grew. They all packed their bags and said goodbye to their father. Emma walked for 3 days until she reached Millbrook. She met Mrs. Thread, a famous seamstress who needed help in her workshop. Mrs. Thread was impressed by Emma's careful work and kind heart. She taught Emma everything about making beautiful clothes. Emma worked very hard every day. After 1 year of working, Mrs. Thread called Emma to her private room. She showed Emma a special spinning wheel that looked very old. Mrs. Thread explained that it was a magic spinning wheel. When you said spin and sew, it would create any clothes you wished. She gave this special gift to Emma. The magic spinning wheel was very old. It was made of dark wood and had beautiful carvings on it. Small stars and moons were carved all around it. When it worked, it made a soft, musical sound like a quiet song. Lily's journey took her to Greendale, where she found work with Mrs. Herb, a wise old woman who knew everything about healing plants. Mrs. Herb lived in a small cottage surrounded by a beautiful garden full of different herbs. She taught Lily how to make healing potions and medicines. At the end of the year, Mrs. Herb gave Lily a special gift, a magic cooking pot. When you put any herb in it and said heal and cure, the pot would make a powerful medicine that could heal any illness. Lily was very happy and grateful for this wonderful present. The magic cooking pot was made of bright copper. It was always warm to touch. Strange symbols were written around its rim. When Lily made medicine in it, the symbols glowed with a gentle green light. Sarah arrived in Sunnyvale and started working for Mr. Green, a famous gardener. She learned how to grow all kinds of fruits and vegetables. Mr. Green was very pleased with Sarah's love for plants and her hard work. He watched as she made his garden more beautiful every day. After a year, Mr. Green gave Sarah 3 magic seeds. He told her that when planted and watered, these seeds would grow into any fruit tree she wanted in just 1 minute. Sarah couldn't believe her luck and thanked Mr. Green many times for his generous gift. Sarah's magic seeds looked ordinary. They were small and brown. But when they touched the ground and got water, they glowed like tiny stars. Then they grew into amazing trees in just 1 minute. The lighthouse where Mrs. Storm lived was very old. It stood on high rocks near the sea. At night, its light helped ships find their way home. But sailors said strange things happened near the lighthouse at night. Mrs. Storm lived alone in the lighthouse. She wore black clothes and had a black cat. People in town were afraid of her. They said she could control the weather and make big storms come to Bluehaven. On their way home, Emma and Lily each needed a place to stay for the night. They saw a lighthouse by the sea, where Mrs. Storm lived. She invited them to stay and asked about their journeys. Both sisters told her about their magic gifts, not knowing she was a wicked witch. While Emma slept, Mrs. Storm secretly replaced the magic spinning wheel with an ordinary one that looked the same. She did the same thing to Lily, switching the magic pot with a normal cooking pot. The sisters didn't notice the change when they left the next morning. When Emma got home, she wanted to show her father the magic spinning wheel. She said spin and sew, but nothing happened. Her father tried to comfort her, saying it was okay, but Emma was very sad and embarrassed. She didn't understand what had gone wrong. The same thing happened when Lily returned home. Her magic pot wouldn't make any healing potions. When she said heal and cure, nothing special happened. Both sisters were very upset and didn't know what to do. They felt they had failed their father. Sarah heard about what happened to her sisters. She was clever and suspected that Mrs. Storm might be responsible. She decided to stop at the lighthouse on her way home, but she had a plan. She would be more careful than her sisters. When Mrs. Storm invited Sarah to stay the night, Sarah pretended to tell her about the magic seeds. But she actually kept the real seeds hidden and showed Mrs. Storm some ordinary seeds instead. That night, Sarah stayed awake and watched as Mrs. Storm tried to steal the fake seeds. In the morning, Sarah planted one of the real magic seeds near the lighthouse. She whispered, "Grow and flourish," and suddenly a huge oak tree grew from the ground. Its strong roots started to crack the lighthouse's foundation. Mrs. Storm was very frightened. Mrs. Storm begged Sarah to stop the tree from destroying her lighthouse. Sarah said she would help only if Mrs. Storm returned Emma's spinning wheel and Lily's cooking pot. The witch quickly agreed and brought back both magic items. Sarah then removed the magic tree. When Sarah returned home with her sister's magic gifts, everyone was overjoyed. Emma got her spinning wheel back, and Lily had her cooking pot again. The sisters decided to use their gifts together to help their family and other people in Bluehaven. Emma liked to make clothes for poor children. She made warm coats in winter and light dresses in summer. The children always smiled when they got new clothes. This made Emma very happy. Lily helped old people with her medicines. She made special tea for those who couldn't sleep. She prepared cream for people with sore hands and legs. Everyone said her medicines worked better than the doctors. Sarah grew apple trees, orange trees, and many others. The fruits were always ripe and sweet. She gave fruit to hungry children. She also made jam for the winter months when fresh fruit was hard to find. The Pierce family opened a special shop that had everything people needed. They sold lovely clothes made by the magic spinning wheel, healing medicines from the magic pot, and fresh fruits from the magic trees. Everyone in town came to their shop for help. The shop had a special room for poor people. They could get help there for free. The sisters never told anyone about this room. They helped poor people quietly and kindly. The magic gifts were kept in a secret room. Only the sisters could open this room. They used the gifts at night when nobody could see. This way, they kept their secret safe. Mr. Pierce was proud of his daughters. They had not only helped their family but had also made Bluehaven a better place to live. The sisters worked together every day, using their magic gifts to help others. They were happy to make people's lives better. News about the wonderful shop spread to other towns. People came from far away to buy clothes, medicines, and fruits. The Pierce family became well known throughout the region for their kindness and high-quality goods. They never turned away anyone who needed help. Emma taught young girls how to sew and make clothes. Lily showed people which herbs were good for different illnesses. Sarah helped others learn about growing plants and trees. They shared their knowledge with everyone who wanted to learn. The sisters never told anyone about their magic gifts. They knew it was important to keep them secret. But everyone in Bluehaven knew that the Pierce family shop was a special place where wonderful things happened. People said it was like magic. Life in Bluehaven became better for everyone. Nobody had to wear old clothes anymore, sick people could get better quickly, and there was always plenty of fresh fruit for everyone. The Pierce sisters were happy that they could help so many people. As years passed, the Pierce family shop grew bigger and more beautiful. They added a garden where people could rest and enjoy the fruit trees. Sick people came to drink Lily's healing tea in the garden, while others tried on Emma's beautiful clothes. Mr. Pierce didn't have to worry about money anymore. His daughters had made their family successful and respected. But more importantly, they had stayed kind and helpful to others. They never forgot how it felt to be poor and in need of help. Mrs. Storm never tried to steal from anyone again. The sisters forgave her, and sometimes she came to their shop to buy clothes or medicine. She learned that being kind to others was better than being jealous and greedy. She became a different person. The magic gifts brought more than just success to the Pierce family. They brought happiness to the whole town of Bluehaven. People said that the real magic wasn't in the spinning wheel, cooking pot, or seeds, it was in the kindness and hard work of the three sisters. Visitors to Bluehaven would always hear stories about the wonderful Pierce family shop. They would hear about clothes that fit perfectly, medicines that cured any illness, and fruit that tasted better than any they had ever tried before. Mr. Pierce's small tailor shop had grown into a 3-story building with a beautiful garden. The ground floor had Emma's clothing shop, the second floor was Lily's healing room, and the top floor was Sarah's greenhouse. The garden surrounded the whole building. People said that Bluehaven was the happiest town in the region because of the Pierce family. The sisters had brought not just magic, but hope and kindness to their community. They showed that helping others was the greatest reward of all. Each sister trained young apprentices to carry on their work. They taught them everything they knew about making clothes, preparing medicines, and growing plants. But they kept the magic gifts secret, using them only to help others. The Pierce family never forgot the lessons they had learned. They knew that magic was powerful, but kindness and hard work were even more important. They taught these values to everyone who came to their shop. Children loved to visit the Pierce family shop. They would watch Emma create beautiful clothes, smell Lily's sweet medicines, and taste Sarah's delicious fruits. The sisters always had time to tell them stories and teach them new things. The shop became known as the Three Gifts Shop because people could find three wonderful things there: beautiful clothes, healing medicines, and fresh fruits. But everyone knew the real gifts were the sisters themselves and their kindness to others. Every season brought new wonders to the shop. In spring, Sarah's garden bloomed with colorful flowers. In summer, Emma made light, comfortable clothes. In autumn, Lily prepared special medicines for winter illnesses. In winter, the shop was warm and welcoming. The sisters grew older, but their magic gifts never lost their power. They continued to help people and make Bluehaven a better place. Their story was told to children as an example of how kindness and hard work can change a whole town. Many years later, people still visited Bluehaven to see the famous Pierce family shop. They said there was something magical about the place. The clothes seemed to fit better than any others, the medicines worked faster, and the fruits tasted sweeter. The three sisters lived happily in Bluehaven for the rest of their lives. They never regretted their decision to help their father and their town. Their magic gifts had brought happiness not just to their family, but to everyone who visited their shop. Their story became a legend in Bluehaven. People said that on quiet nights, you could still hear the spinning wheel turning, the pot bubbling with healing potions, and the rustle of leaves from the magic fruit trees. The magic lived on in the heart of the town. The Pierce sisters showed that true magic comes from using your gifts to help others. They proved that kindness, hard work, and helping those in need can change not just one life, but a whole community. Their story continues to inspire people in Bluehaven to this day. The end. Dear viewers, thank you for watching this magical story about the Pierce sisters and their wonderful gifts. If you enjoyed this tale of kindness, hard work, and magic, please share it with your friends who are learning English. Don't forget to like this video and tell us in the comments what you thought about the story. Which magic gift would you choose? The spinning wheel, the cooking pot, or the magic seeds?